Hey, bro, hit my intro.
What's happening, my visionaries? It's your man J Rock. Back in effect, I'm live and direct, and I'm coming at your neck with yet another video, baby. The video, man, as always, just like, subscribe if you want to. If you don't, then just do it if you want to do it, because Jesus said this was the right thing to do. What's happening, my visionaries? It's your man J Rock, back up in this thing. We yet another video, man. You heard? So, we're about to check out some more Fleetwood Mac. It's been a couple, I want to say it's been about maybe a month or two since my last Fleetwood Mac reaction. Y'all do so many videos, it's so hard to keep up with how many times I've done it. What song I've done? I know I've done only dos. Zwei. I have to remember that in German. Fleetwood Mac reactions. And that is Dreams and Rianne. Amazing songs. Fleetwood Mac, Steely Dan, Rush. Just off the top of my head. Chicago are some of the older bands that have great, barring any kind of remasters, have great production quality, and you can tell that they invested a lot, and I mean a lot, exorbitant amount of resources into their production, because it definitely speaks volume when the songs when I hear them, because the production value is so high. I mean, everything is you know, EQ'd, fine-tuned, the low end is just right. They definitely spend a lot of money on their production, their mixing and mastering. It is important. I don't care what nobody tell you. You can have the most spiciest, the most well-crafted song, but if can't nobody hear it, if it's not professionally done. For instance, I'm gonna make this brief because I don't want to spend all day, you know what I'm saying, fucking rambling. But when I first started this channel, I want y'all to go back and look at my first video. Sometimes I'm like, why do people still look at my first videos? Then I'm like, you got to start from somewhere. Everybody starts from somewhere. This is how it goes. That's great to see the evolution. Like I always say, I love bands. I love listening to bands when they first start out, when they're first raw, hungry, energetic, ambitious. You really hear that in the music, versus when they're evolving and they're more refined, you know, because you really get to hear the evolution. My evolution is I started out with a third-party 1080p camera that probably wasn't really 1080p because no fucking way. But and I still got the same microphone. Trust me, I'm getting rid of this microphone as soon as I possibly can. But for right now, it does what it needs to do. And sometimes people say it sounds like I'm in a bathroom, or it sounds like I'm in a whatever the fuck they say. Yes, I get it. I know. As someone who has produced music and knows to a little bit of you know, enough about production, I know my sound quality is not the best, but we work with what we can. And so the evolution of how it started from that, and I didn't have an intro. Now I've had like 50 intros. I'm sticking with this intro for a long time because it really reflects my brand. But the quality in this camera versus the other one is just a professional view. As humans, we are visual learners. We're visual creatures. We're creatures of sight. We have to see it to believe it, as the adage goes. So yeah, I'm gonna shut the fuck up now, and we're gonna get into this. So, because it's already been 3 minutes. God, go your own way. Fleetwood Mac, I expect this to be no less than high quality, because that's all Fleetwood Mac seems to you know, present. Without further ado, put on my headphones of truth. We're gonna do what it do. Let's do it.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do.
I get acoustic.
How can I ever change things that I feel?
Like the drums too.
If I could, maybe I'd give you my word. How can I, when you won't take it from me?
So I noticed this is not Stevie Nicks singing. So is this Lindsey Buckingham? I believe that's his last name. Is this him singing? I like this. It sounds like an acoustic guitar, but it could be a mandolin. Could be. But so far, I'm liking the instrumentation in this. It's very up tempo. It's got a high tempo. Let's get back into it. Drums kind of remind me of Phil Collins a little bit.
Jacking up, so you wanna do. If I could, baby,
Like that lead guitar slide in.
Open up, everything's waiting for you. You can go your own way.
Love the harmonies.
You can go your own way. Go your own way.
Good tone of the lead on that guitar.
You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. Another lonely day. You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day.
I really love the harmonies. Build up that crescendo. Play different percussion sounds. I like the cymbal crash at the end. Okay. So, man, once again, you got to give much respect to the musicians. I know Stevie was probably singing backup on this, but I believe it was Lindsey that was singing lead. Okay. And I know that, and this is what's so interesting as well about this specific album is that the album was written during the band's fallout, when the band was about to disband. And yes, the song was written by Lindsey. And it's also crazy, man, how Lindsey is self-taught and he plays he's a virtuoso and he plays as good as he plays and he taught himself. I mean, that just, man, and that wasn't as easy as back then as it is now. I mean, now you got all kinds of apps and programs and YouTube to teach you guitar playing, and you can pretty much teach yourself how to play any instrument. Maybe not to the level of virtuoso, but to a proficient enough level to be, passable, right? But this sonically, and it's gonna be a controversial opinion and whatever the fuck. But as y'all know, I'm authentic with my reactions and reviews. So it's not that it's not impressive. It doesn't sound good. My initial listening to it is not it doesn't really. It's not meant to be one of those kind of songs that lifts you out of your seat and get you to go. It's one of those songs you kind of just sit there and kind of stomp your toes, tap your feet to, and kind of bob your head with, like I was doing while I was listening to it. It's a good road trip song. Definitely, it's energetic. It's upbeat. It's uplifting. It's as far as the sound goes, but it's essentially filler when and I'm not trying to necessarily compare, but just from the same album, songs like Dreams, songs like Rihanna. You can't have smack. I understand you can't have hit after hit, but what I'm saying, for me, this one is not necessarily one that I would go back to. It's not one I would go back to. Dreams, I would go back to. I have gone back to Dreams. Rihanna, I'm going back to Rihanna. This is not one that I might particularly go back to. I mean, if it's on the, if it's like if I'm driving and it just comes on, yeah, I'll leave it on. I'll let it play. But it's not one that I'm actively searching for. If that, what I'm saying. So, not anything wrong with it. Great track, great instrumentation, man. Very, very upbeat. Got in, got out of there. Like I say many times, man. If this song was probably about 2 more minutes longer, I would have definitely said I didn't enjoy it. But the time span that it was, the duration of it, I enjoyed it. Just relative to their other tracks that I've heard, those other tracks, I mean, it's difficult when you listen to Dreams first, and then you listen to Rihanna, and then you listen to this. This is kind of essentially a step back. You got to respect the musicianship, of course I do, but it's a step back sonically from what I've heard. But I digress. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change the things that I feel? I know, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, and I could probably just look it up over here, but I'm gonna wait. That the lead guitarist Lindsey and Stevie Nicks had a thing going on, and that's the reason why the group was on the verge of disbanding anyway, because they were having so many falling outs in their relationships. So this is a song written by Lindsey, so it could be written. A couple of songs on this album, I believe, are written about each other. If I'm not mistaken, Dreams was written about Lindsey and written by Stevie. Now this song is written by Lindsey, written about Stevie. That's got to be a weird energy to have present. I mean, to play this well, as while they were pretty much just completely done with each other. They were all fed up with each other. To still play this well, I mean, just speaks to their volumes of them as brilliant musicians, because they probably sitting over here like, I can't stand your ass, right? Very volatile. All right, loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? He's saying loving you isn't the right thing to do, but I feel I want to. I feel this certain way. If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. How can I when you won't take it from me? So he said, I want to give you my love. I want to give you the world that I have, everything that I possess, everything that I am, but you won't take it. You won't accept it. So he's saying, now you're saying you can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. So this could be self-reflective. This could be introspective. This could be him telling himself it's best to just go your own way. You've figured out, you've ascertained that loving her isn't the right thing to do. You've accepted the fact that she just won't accept it. So you move forward. You move on. You go your own way. You call it another lonely day. You alone. It's all good. You just go your own way. Next verse, tell me why everything turned around, packing up, shackings up, all you want to do. If I could, baby, I'd give you my world, open up, everything's waiting for you. So he said, tell me why everything turned around. He's asking for, he's trying to comprehend, he's trying to understand why things got the way that they got, why things progressed that way. And he's saying packing up and shacking up's all you want to do. So, you just come to hit the skins, get dug out, and then you gone. Which, to me ain't necessarily the bad thing, but everybody has their different. To me, I'd be like, oh, okay. He said, if I could, baby, I'd give you my world. So, like the previous verse, he said, if I could, I'd give you my world, open up, everything's waiting for you. So he's saying, I'm opening myself to you. I'm giving everything, and it's waiting for you. Goes back to, but you can go your own way. Because it could be, so the chorus could be saying that he can go his own way, or he could be saying that, he's just conceding the fact that she's never going to accept his love. They're never going to be together. She's never going to feel the way for him that he feels for her. So he's like, you know what? You can go your own way. All you want to do is pack up and shack up. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. Go your own way. So yeah. It's also ironic that this, maybe not ironic, maybe they did this intentionally. This album is called Rumors, and the rumor of packing up and shacking up, Stevie Nicks said she didn't appreciate that line. She said, I very much resented him telling the world that packing up and shacking up with different men was all I wanted to do. And hey, look, maybe that is all she wanted to do. Some dudes don't care about that. He obviously did. I mean, she was a rock star. She was the biggest star at the time. I mean, shit. She probably had dudes throwing themselves at the damn bus window. Stevie! Trying to jump through the window. You know what I'm saying? Like, Stevie bad, man. Stevie bad. Her voice is bad. I don't even know what she looked like, really, to be honest with you. Her voice, if her face is anything, especially when she was young, if her face is anything like her voice is, oh yeah, she bad. She can get it. This is off the voice alone. It's so... Well, don't even get me started on that. But man, I it's crazy that such a great album can come from such great controversy. But that's the nature of music. Usually, great music usually tends to come from suffering. And it's just suffering makes for great art, man. I just don't know. I don't know why. It's always been that way because it's so personal. It's just so personal. It's so intimate. It's so real. It's genuine. And people really enjoy the authenticity of hearing a song from someone. They're expressing themselves, not just one of those generic songs where they're just talking about motherfucking nothing. You just wax poetic about absolutely nothing that means nothing. But yeah, so I like the song, man. Great song, great musicianship, interesting backstory, very interesting. I'm not big onto the gossip thing, but it's cool to know the backstory and the knowledge about what went into the process of making the album or making the record. So hey, it is what it is. Knowledge is power. And you know what else? Visionaries, I salute to you. Remember, always stay blessed, never stress. Remember, always do your very best. Live, love life. Because why? Because life is beautiful. That's why I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side, and that's the bottom line. Because J-Rod said so. As long as I'm wearing this shirt, I'm saying it. But catch y'all on the flip side. Deuces.
Living off borrowed time, the clock tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick Dastardly and Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. ICE Cole, nice to be old. Y2G Steve twice to threefold. He sold scrolls, lo and behold. Know who's the illest ever, like the greatest story told. Keep your glory gold and glitter. For half of his niggas will take him out the picture. The other half is rich and it don't mean shit to villain. A mixture between both with a twist of liquor. Chase it with more beer. Taste it like truth for dear. When he at the mic, it's like the place get like, oh yeah. It's like they know what's about to happen. Just keep your eye out like I capping. Is he still a fly guy clapping if nobody ain't hear it? And can they testify from in the spirit? And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords, and they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Either that, or either one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it. Yeah, it's like the end to the means. Fuck type of message that sends to the fiends. That's why he bring his own needles and get more cheese than Doritos, Cheetos, or Fritos. Slip like Freud.